The New York Knicks just got a flurry of great news heading into that Christmas Day game against the Cavaliers. Let's talk about it. My name is Paul. This is Big Apple Sports. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you very much. Please just take a quick second, like and subscribe. I'm pumping out Knicks content and Giants content every single day. If you like the Knicks or you're one of those psychopaths like me who's still watching Giants football. I guess I should also say Merry Christmas. It's Christmas Eve as I record this, but I know some of you will probably watch it Christmas Day, so I wish you all a wonderful Christmas, safe travels. Hope you have some good time with your friends and family and some relaxation before we all get back to work. Let's dive into the good news. So, first things first, Jalen Brunson is officially playing Christmas Day. This is always one of the biggest, most fun games of the year, these Christmas Day games. I really enjoy them. And then, going into the year, I think a lot of people were like, it's the Knicks and it's the Cavs. Who's going to be the team to beat in the East? I think so far it's very obviously the Knicks, and this is a good chance to prove that in front of a national audience. And then also it sounds like it hasn't been officially reported yet, but I think we're expecting OG Anunoby to play as well. And then before I get into some of the other good news, I did want to highlight that also, I should add this in too, Miles McBride, a trifecta of good injury news. It sounds like he is cleared for full contact, and so it's probably just a matter of time before we get Deuce McBride back. But then anyways, I was going to try to get into, before I get into some of the other good news, while it stinks to have guys like Brunson miss a game and Deuce McBride miss a decent amount of time, and OG Anunoby obviously missed that game, sometimes I think that these games that some of our stars miss really do help some of the other guys on the team and will help improve the Knicks' depth like heading into the playoffs. Like just looking at the Timberwolves game from last night, like yes, it stinks that the Knicks lost, but like Karl Anthony Towns has kind of been struggling. Like, I feel like right now it's been Jalen Brunson playing great. Bridges and Anunoby have been playing well. Mitchell Robinson's been playing well. The bench has been good. Josh Hart has been incredible. But Karl Anthony Towns, I feel like, has not been quite what you would hope that he can be for the Knicks. So to have a game where they just, like, he's the go-to guy, no Brunson, it's got to run through him, and he goes off for 40 points, 13 rebounds. And not only that, he was only he and Bridges were the only two players who finished with a positive point differential on the game. So it wasn't just garbage time points. Like the Knicks were better than the Timberwolves when he was on the court. And I know a lot of people are like, well, man, the Knicks don't have a lot of depth. They lost this game. Like, yeah, they had 4 different key contributors missing in this game. Of course, your bench isn't going to play great when you're missing Brunson and Anunoby and Hart and Deuce McBride. Not Hart was playing. Deuce McBride and Shamet. Like, there are some very key contributors on this Knicks team who are out. The bench is obviously going to be depleted and not be at their best. I'm not super worried about it. But then another guy who really got some great run last night was Tyler Kolek. I've been talking about him since the preseason. I love the way that he's developing, the way that he passes the ball. I think is great for the offense. He's such a good facilitator. I've never seen him rebound the way he did last night. That was awesome to see. 20, 11, and 8 is an incredible stat line. But something I love, too, is that it would have been very easy for Mike Brown to come out after the game and say, like, man, Kolek almost got a triple-double. We love him. He's so great. But Mike Brown actually kind of said, like, hey, I want more from him. Like, yeah, he's been pretty good, but I think we can get even more out of him. He did what he could, but at the end of the day, we need more from him defensively than offensively if we expect to get a win on the road. And I actually love that. Like, Mike Brown, his job is not to, like, praise every player on his team and make them feel good. His job is to make them better. And for, like, a young guy like Tyler Kolek, he doesn't need to be out here getting a big head thinking he's made it in the NBA. He needs to be out here getting challenged by his head coach to take things to the next level and continue to get better. And I think this kind of coaching from Mike Brown is exactly why we see Tyler Kolek improving game in and game out. Like at the beginning of the year, I think a lot of people were expecting him to be traded for next to nothing just to create roster space. But then when Malcolm Brogdon retired, he actually did end up getting a chance. And because Mike Brown is such a good coach and is always challenging people to get better, you have seen that improvement. And he's all of a sudden become a pretty key player for the Knicks, and it's been fun to watch. He needs to get better shooting the three. Like you can see, he's shooting 30% in the month of December from three. He only shot 27.3 in the month of November. Like that's not great. If he wants to really take things to the next level and be a key contributor off the bench in the playoffs, he's going to need to improve from beyond the arc. Because I mean, there's just so many different threats on the Knicks that if he can be out there and even shoot 35 to 40% from three, he's going to get those open looks, and it would be great to see him make the other team pay for it. But in the meantime, he's passing so well. He's starting to score at a decent clip. He gets to the rim so well. I think just the way when he's driving to the hole, the way like defenses have to respect his passing, it kind of opens up those lanes for him to get all the way to the hoop. So it's been great to see, and hopefully he continues to grow and improve. One last thing I wanted to highlight is the Spurs beat the Thunder, kind of beat them pretty handily last night for the second time. Obviously, we all remember the NBA Cup. It looked like we were heading for Knicks Thunder, and then the Spurs came out of nowhere and beat the Thunder, and then the Knicks were able to beat the Spurs and win the NBA Cup. And I actually think this is really important for the Knicks. And like, we haven't seen a Knicks Thunder game. Maybe the Knicks will match up really well with the Thunder. It's tough to know, but like this Thunder team is a juggernaut. And sometimes you get teams that they play so well against everybody, but there's just that one team who like has a mismatch they can exploit and really like makes things difficult on certain teams. And it feels like the Spurs are becoming that for the Thunder. Like this is not like the Thunder have 4 losses now on the entire season, and 2 of them are in the last week or so to the Spurs. And this is like Wemby is still kind of working back from injury. He only played 23 minutes off the bench, didn't even have that big of a game. So this actually would be huge for the Knicks, because at this point in the year, I'm like, I don't see anybody in the East touching the Knicks. Like, I don't want to get too arrogant about it. Of course, like injuries could happen. But like right now, the Knicks, in my opinion, are a step above everybody else. I know the Pistons technically have a better record, but I don't think they're quite ready to really win the Eastern Conference yet. I'm trusting my guy Brunson, Bridges, Anunoby, and Towns in the playoffs over the Pistons. But I've been a little afraid of like, okay, they get out of the East, but like that's not the goal. The goal is to win a ring. What's going to happen when they match up with this Thunder team who are just destroying people? But all of a sudden, it feels like the Thunder have a kryptonite in the Western Conference, and a kryptonite that the Knicks just beat like a little over a week ago. So like all of a sudden, we could see a scenario where the Knicks come out of the East and they don't have to play the Thunder. And I think that would be awesome, would certainly increase their chances of winning it all. Of course, like if they end up matching up with the Thunder, that's okay. I think this Knicks team is good enough to beat anybody, but at the end of the day, I would rather play the Spurs than the Thunder. So it's just good to see like some chinks in the armor of this Spurs team, and we'll see what happens. Looking at updated conference futures, like the Knicks coming into the year were a slight underdog to the Cavaliers, but right now it is Knicks by a pretty clear margin over, like they are giving them twice as good of odds as the Cavs are to come out of the East. Pistons are third, and then a pretty big drop off after that. So things are looking up in New York right now. I really think this team is coming out of the East. It's the best Knicks team we've watched in I don't know how long. So I'm super hyped about it. You guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you all have a great Christmas. Please like and subscribe on the way out.